All right. Same attire. So you know it means
Back
back
to
to back.
back. Yeah,
Uh
they want it back to back.
I gotta chill out. Yeah, but seriously, back to back. I'm like, yo, I gotta see what chapter eight's about. I mean, coming right off the heels of understanding like the gap and how we intend to overcome the gap through the leveraging of deliberate meditation and how we're going to do that meditation. Well, chapter 8 is literally that, right? So chapter 8 is titled Meditation: Demystifying the Mystical and Waves of Your Future. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the demystification. I need to know the secret sauce so that I could apply it deliberately, day in and day out. Whew. So, with that being said, you know the drill. Trusty Dusties, got to queue up my Audible, and we're going right into chapter 8. Let the enlightenment begin. So that concluded part 2. And man, it was a lot. It was a whole lot. So much information. And there were so many nuggets. Let me just pull out some nuggets that really kind of articulate the crux of what this chapter brought forth. So, this whole part 1 and part 2 in preparation for the actual execution of the meditation, the actual doing of the changing of who you are and breaking the habit of being yourself, it's about understanding this knowledge that's imparted unto you. And what it says is like, hey, remember that knowledge is the forerunner to experience. This is all has been in preparation. Like it says, all the information I've read has been put there to prepare you for an experience. Once you learn to meditate and apply this to your life, you will see feedback. Whew. It had so many stories of people that healed themselves, of this group of super meditators, these monks, and how your brain patterns are shifted throughout your experience in the day. Right? I mean, it went through the biological understanding of your brain patterns as you progress from an infant to an adult, and then your brain patterns on a daily basis as an adult. And what I've learned is this: there is a period that so many people find themselves in, friends that I know, I guess moments that I've been in myself, where it's like high chaos, incoherent brainwaves that really affect your synergy of your body and how it performs, which promotes illness when you're in this heightened state of chaotic appeal that society wants to throw you into nonstop. And some of the things that you say when you're in this chaotic um, moment within your brain, within your mind, within your daily day-to-day activities, the the I feel sick, the I can't sleep, there's not enough time, I don't have enough money, nobody loves me, my back hurts. Like, yo, he up here, hey. When I tell you, he up here pointing it out, calling it out, essentially explaining that your brain and your body and how it all works together is like a orchestra, and you want to play a magical symphony, but you can't do that when everyone's playing at the same time, all off key. You need to have that alignment. You need to manage that chaos. And the difference between the incoherent and the coherent brainwaves. So I just gave you the incoherent. Let me explain what the coherent brainwaves come across as. I feel whole. I love my life. I am spontaneous. I feel clear. I trust the universe. Now, I know someone's out there is like, man, this is a bunch of foo foo. I don't, this is, how is all this like, everyone's stressed, things are happening, we got to get stuff done. It's like, yeah, but how you respond to it, how that affects your stress patterns. You ever wonder why something happens and then you respond a certain way and then it continues to happen and it continues to perpetuate the response you get, and next thing you know, you're on this treadmill of disappointment? You ever think like, hey, am I doing this to myself? I mean, these are hard questions. Am I self-inflicting this? Am I addicted to the emotional response that occurs so that I then begin to self-perpetuate it so it happens again and again and again? Yo, contemplate that. Why should people meditate? Is meditation something that is against various outlooks? Well, he defines meditation in here. He goes deep into it. Let me find the definition that he presented, because whoo, when I tell you, whoo, he literally goes through and explains how the meditation allows you to bridge the gap between your conscious and your subconscious mind. And if your subconscious mind is 95% of your brain's energy and your conscious mind is only 5%, it's advantageous for you to be able to uh, shape and mold your subconscious to actually get it to align to your desires, your goals, your wanted outcomes. But first, let's get into what is the meditation, because he gave me some good definitions. It was very early. It was a lot of material in his chapter. I mean, a lot, a lot. But let's talk about meditation. Let's talk about meditation. He talks about in Tibetan language. He was like, yo, meditation means to become familiar with. So you're trying to become familiar with yourself. Do you know you? I mean, not the, like we talked about earlier, the previous chapter, that gap. Do you know the you, the bottom hand, the you, the things you're uncomfortable with, those unfortunate but very true truths? Do you know you? Well, the meditation allows you to become familiar with yourself. And I say, look, I'll read straight from the book. This process of becoming familiar with yourself works both ways. You need to see the old you and the new you. You have to observe yourself so precisely and vigilantly, as I've described, that you won't allow any unconscious thought, emotion, or behavior to go unnoticed. Woo! Gets me excited because it's like, man, to be able to understand the appropriate way to reflect, to dig deep, to root out the things I don't like, the how of it, the why of it. Hey, it's exciting. It's exciting. Let me see. There is another definition. There's another definition. There's another definition. Sanskrit. Okay, he was like, besides the Tibet meaning, to meditate in Sanskrit means to cultivate self. So when you talk about meditation and you're like, why should I meditate? I don't think this applies to me. You can understand like, hey, reap and you shall, like, you, the things that you sow, you shall reap. Well, when you cultivate yourself, what are you sowing within yourself? Hmm? How do you sow within yourself? You ever think about that? These are questions that you gotta, how do you cultivate yourself? Meditation. Meditation. How do you never, for the most part, people don't focus on internally or focus on themselves. They focus on external things happen to them and understanding that, not the internal ways of how they operate and how they can project their expectations on external factors. They reverse it. They do it wrong. So I'm gonna read exactly what I highlighted when it comes to when you're cultivating self, right? To cultivate requires making conscious decisions: when to till the soil, when to plant, what to plant, how each of the items planted will work in harmony with the others, how much water and fertilizer to mix in, and so forth. Planning and preparation are essential to the success of this endeavor. This requires daily mindful attention. So, what are you planning in yourself daily? How are you taking care of it? How is it in alignment with the things that you want or that you have already planted? How are you watering it? How you like what's your fertilizer look like? How are you sustaining its growth? How much attention, mindful, daily attention are you giving it? I'm going to read one last thing I highlight before I wrap it up. When you cultivate a new personality in meditation, the abundant yield you seek is to create a new reality. Creating a new mind is like cultivating a garden. The manifestations you produce from the garden of your mind will be just like crops from the earth's soil. So tend well. Hey, I'm not saying everyone needs to meditate. I'm just saying if you want to become a better you or to really dive down into what makes you you, meditation is the optimal way. Just simple. With that being said, that wraps up part two. Yep, that wraps up part two. So, part three, stepping toward your new destiny. Oh my goodness. That makes me excited. I hope you guys have enjoyed the dialogue. I hope you write some comments, some things that you feel. Hey, like, subscribe, do all the stuff to try and help us create this community of quantum creators. It's gonna be a great time. We just getting started from humble beginnings. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Until next time.